Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. Y'all asked, so here I am. A couple weeks ago, I made a video where I took you to the big box stores, went over every single rider and zero turn they had for sale to let you know all of the bad things about them, all of the good things about them, what I would buy, what I would completely avoid. And the most common question I got asked under that video was, well, what walk-behind mower would you buy? Well, I went back to the big box store, went over every single walk-behind mower they have for sale right now, and today I'm going to tell you what to buy, what to avoid, and what goes wrong with all of them. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of saving time, money, and frustration while fixing your own small engine equipment while watching in-depth tutorials, you've come to the right place because that's what I do. I upload a couple times a week, and if that sounds interesting, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment. I love to read through the comments, and I will reply to all the early commenters. Before we head out, I do want to ask you a question. If you own that unicorn mower, that one that starts every year and never breaks down, tell me about it in the comments below, because we get 700 to 800 walk-behind mowers in the shop every single year to work on, but usually they're either have water in them or they've been completely neglected, because that's what most people do with their lawn equipment. But if you have that one mower I don't know about that I never see in the shop because it keeps running, tell me about it. So without further ado, let's go. So I wanted to hit up the big box stores where most homeowners are going to go and try to find a lawnmower. And the first one I hit up was Walmart. And I was sort of shocked because there was like nothing sitting outside, no walk behind mowers at all in the garden section. And is your Walmart like this? I mean, mine looked bare. The only thing I saw was these two riders that are yard machines, which are exactly the same as the Craftsmans that they make at Lowe's. They're both made by MTD. One thing I did notice though is the price on this thing being $1,984. The one that is comparable at Lowe's was I think about $2,200, but it had a 17.5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton on it, and this one only had a 15.5 horsepower, but I don't believe the 15.5 horsepower was offered at Lowe's. What was crazy to me though is when I was looking up these riders on the website, and I know that this 42-inch 15.5 horsepower is $1,984, that the one on the website says something completely different. Well, on the product details here, it says it's a 20 horsepower Briggs and Stratton twin engine with a 46-inch twin blade cutting deck. Of course, they have a little disclaimer down here. We aim to show you accurate product information, but it hasn't been verified. So that's not cool at all, okay? Usually when you see about this item underneath, you're going to assume that it's pretty spot on, but that is completely bogus information. It is not the mower that you will be buying for $1,984. The first one I looked at is this Black Max, and I used to like the Black Max when they had metal decks and they had that Briggs flathead engine on them. The self-propel design was pretty decent. They might have still been made by MTD, but they were a decent mower, and if you have one of those, hold on to it, especially with that Briggs flathead engine, because they were the best engine ever made. Now, I do have a problem with the Poly Max plastic something kind of deck that they have on them now. We've seen a couple in the shop that are just only a year old and very recently that were melting and cracking right where the height adjuster and the transmission is. And just to let you know, that is going to be an issue. Thank goodness they have a lifetime warranty on the deck, but good luck finding somebody to do that for you, because I don't know about in your town, but shops around here will not do warranty work for Lowe's or MTD. So when you send it to Lowe's or you take it to them, they are going to ship it off and you might not have your mower back for weeks. They also have the personal pace self-propel on them, which means the more force you push down on the handle, the faster it goes. And I do not care for that, actually. The Toros are the same way. They have the Toro personal pace. I much rather have a bail handle that when I pull it, it engages the transmission and everything goes at one speed that you can adjust maybe at the cable itself. I'm not a fan of the personal pace mowers. And this bad boy goes for a whopping $454. The next one in line is a yard machine, which is the same as the riders they have outside. I guess MTD sells Craftsman at Lowe's, and then they sell the same stuff at Walmart under yard machine. And the same engine is going to be on a lot of these mowers that you're going to be seeing. It's all that Briggs and Stratton with the plastic carburetor, and so it's going to have the same issues. I have made videos on this entire design before, so I will link them in the box below. If you have any issues with this kind of mower, I can definitely get you fixed up. Now, a complete shocker was these Hyper Tough 20-inch push mowers. They used to be $89.99. They went up to $139.99. Now they're $247. That's crazy to me because they've got the same engine that's on all of these other ones, but the decks aren't very well built at all. One mower they did have on display is this push mower. Has no self-propel, no bag, Black Max, and it's, like I said, has that same plastic carburetor Briggs engine, and you'll see some difference in these. You'll have like an E300, E400, E450, E500. They're really almost they're pretty much the exact same engine. We do not see a difference in any of them. They all have the same issues with the carburetor jets getting clogged up, but we don't see any really engine issues with those, other than if you barely tap that valve cover on the very front of the mower, if it has any dent in it at all, you will have to replace that because the valves will not lift correctly and they do bend easily. Now, we are not going over all of the electric mowers today, but what I will tell you is after seeing that Cobalt one, it looks like every single one of these has a plastic fan blade adapter. So be careful, guys. In Arkansas, we grow rocks. If you have rocks in your yard, you will break that fan. So we headed on over to Lowe's, and I gotta say they are fully stocked and balls to the walls ready to sell some mowers. They had tons of them. And to start out, the lowest price one that they had in stock was this Boland's push mower for $2.99. Like I said, these all pretty much have the same engine. We don't see many issues other than the carburetor stuff, but this deck, if you are, trying to mow some crazy stuff, you are going to have issues with this deck. You're going to have issues with the wheels falling off. It's just a push mower. It's something for real light duty. You don't want to, push that one too much. The next one for $369, that's a huge price jump there. It has one of those same kind of engines on it, but what you will find with this is a heavier, dutier deck. What's funny though is all of these mowers are missing parts, and we sell a lot of those air filter covers because they do pop off and I guess people mow over them or something, but every single one of these mowers was missing the air filter or the air filtering cover. It's just sort of funny to me. And for $419, you can get the same engine, same deck with a bag and the old style self-propel. And this last one we got here, it is a personal pace. Like I was telling you about the Black Max, the more you push on the handle, the faster it goes. And the one next to it, I like more of that design where you can grab a handle, release it whenever you want. This one's gonna go for $519. Dang, and so all of these mowers have gone up at least $150 to $200 in price. Now, the last few that they had up here were all the Honda models. They have the HRN and the HRX series. They are probably, out of these mowers, the best ones out there. I did make a video where I was sort of, bashing the design for the blade area because there is such an open gap under there. If you mow wet grass, it gets clogged up really bad and it gets stuck between the belt and the pulley for the belt, and you will destroy a belt, and it's really no fun to change the belts out on these. Other than that though, the decks, we do not see any issues with them, even though they are that polymer deck. It's more of a hardened polymer than those Black Maxes are, obviously, and it's pretty decent. And then also, the Honda engines, they're just a much better engine than any of the smaller Briggs that you're gonna get out there. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there are no Husqvarnas here, and a lot of you might not know that Husqvarna stopped making walk-behind gas-powered mowers a few years ago. And so they're really just focusing on their battery-powered products now, and that's unfortunate. And that's just like these Hondas here. I don't know if you saw my video about Honda stopping production of all their walk-behind gas-powered mowers here in America. Yes, it is true, guys. It is not fake news. You will not be able to get Hondas once these all sell out. We've spoke with the dealers. They're not getting any more in, and it's an end of an era. Now I was going to travel on over to my local Tractor Supply, but I looked online and most of the mowers that they sell were out of stock and had to be delivered. So there was nothing for me to look at if I went over there. I can tell you right off the bat, they have a brand that they push quite heavily called Yard Max, and it's really just a Chinese Honda kind of clone. I wouldn't even call it a Honda clone. It's junk. I would definitely just stay away from the Yard Max. I'm not even going to go into it. Don't buy them. One of the cheapest mowers that they have there that is straight up just push, not self-propel. It's 21 inch. It has the exact same engine, end deck, end blade, and bag as the same mower, the Yard Machine at Walmart that was $327.99 is $349.99 at Tractor Supply. So once again, guys, don't get fooled by the name brands. You definitely want to know that both of them are made by the same manufacturer. One has a different sticker on it and it costs, $20 more. But it could be backwards too, guys. You might have a cheaper one at Lowe's and you might have a cheaper one at Tractor Supply, just like this Troy-Bilt 21 inch 163cc gas-powered self-propel with a bagger is $439.99 at Tractor Supply. But at Lowe's, it's $459.99 for the exact same mower with a different sticker on it. I promise you guys, it's the same mower. One thing I can tell you to definitely avoid is these mowers by Troy-Bilt, made by MTD, that also have a MTD made engine on it. And when I say MTD made, I'm not talking like they make them here. I'm talking they ship these bad boys over from China and pop them on there. These are, complete Honda clones that, are not well made at all. They have auto choke problems. We've seen many issues. It wasn't until the last couple of years that you could actually get carburetor parts for it. Before that, you had to order the entire carburetor. So just a warning, I'm not even going to go into these any farther. Just stay away from the MTD made engines. Now, a couple more Chinese brands that you're going to be seeing out there is like Cynics or Pulsar. Don't buy them. Just don't buy them. They're complete throwaway mowers. You might use them 1 year. They are going to fall apart on you. The engines are not built well at all. They're complete throwaway mowers. And in this economy, you can't have a throwaway mower anymore. You're going to have to buy something sort of decent that is repairable. So what would I buy? If I was going to try to spend the least amount of money on a walk-behind mower, I would head over to Walmart and purchase the Black Max walk behind with no self-propel and no bag for $297. I think that the deck is decent on that one. It's metal. It's not like their Poly Max deck that they have on their bigger, more expensive one, and it's got that same engine that goes on pretty much every mower out there. You might have an issue with it, with the carburetor gumming up on you at the beginning of next season if it's sat over the winter time, but I do have a video that I will leave right up here on how to fix that if you need to. And if I had a bunch of money and I was going to drop a dime on a mower, even though I made a video saying, some of the problems that these mowers have, I would buy the Honda. I would snatch one up before you can't get one anymore, because the engine is a very good engine on it. And the deck is really decent. Even though it's got its issues on the bottom end, you will enjoy this mower. You will not have any, real bad issues with it. And I would definitely buy one, because that seems like the best thing out there right now if you're going to drop $500 to $600 on a mower. If you're going to, spend a lot of money on a walk-behind mower, you can get something sort of, heavy-duty homeowner like a Snapper. Those are over $1,000, which is unfortunate, but that, you pay for what you get for anymore in these days. And so that's what I would buy, guys, and that's what I would avoid. So thanks again for tuning in to Chickanic. Hopefully this video saved you time, money, and frustration in the future. If you haven't found us on Facebook, find me at facebook.com/Chickanic. Find me on Instagram at TheRealChickanic, or find me at Chickanic.com, where you get your own t-shirts, hoodies, and long sleeve shirts. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.